At this time, I think mental health, access to mental health is probably the most important and probably the most crucial due to the fact that, people can develop anything by being stuck in the house too long. It's a lot of things that can happen. People can go insane, people can not be in the right place in mind, or they already weren't and they kind of made it worse with the quarantine. Um, so I do believe now is probably the most important time we need access to mental health. After the COVID quarantine is over, I think there will be a greater need for mental health and for a lot of other sicknesses and illness greater than a time it has ever been, because it's gonna it's gonna be a different world once everything is over. We're looking at now, from March to now, June quarantine. A lot of things are gonna change. So yes, my biggest struggle during this quarantine has been just not being able to go out. I found out that I'm an extrovert, so I like to be out. I like to be around people. As part of my career, I plan a lot of social events, social gatherings, festivals, events. I love going to that. Love Lollapalooza, Coachella, Electric Forest, all of that. I like to be around people and keep meeting new people. So what this quarantine has done for me is kind of isolated me from that. Pretty much, that's the whole point. And I'm starting to feel it. I really found out that I do have an extroverted personality. I love meeting new people and just being around energy. And that's probably been my biggest struggle. I'm an only child, so I have to really find my own like occupation. I do multiple things, multiple skills. I play piano, drums, photography, film, making videos all day, but it's nothing like having somebody around to do it with. I've done FaceTime calls, stuff like that, but it's not the same. One or two things that help me cope with the quarantine is I just recently got into playing piano. I've been practicing every day for about an hour, and getting better at it day by day. That's really brought me a lot more joy than what I expected. Um, that I listen to a lot of music. Music really helps me cope as well. I also I've recently learned a lot more about Photoshop. I was just I'm a photographer, do like a little freelance stuff around Chicago, but I really got into a lot of special effects in Photoshop, really getting the hang of it, and that's also brought me joy. And just being diverse and talented, finding new things that works for me. That's what's really been helping me cope with it. What I miss most before quarantine, so I like to party. I go to I work in a lot of nightclubs, social gatherings, bars, restaurants. I like to party, so that's self-explanatory what it says. Can party, so I hope people learn to be more compassionate, more loving. One thing I hope people are a lot more humbled than before, realizing that no matter how high you are or what your position in life, it can all be gone the next day or within weeks. I think that's a big lesson that has taught a lot of us. I mean, I'm seeing people from super high paying jobs, owning these big nightclubs, putting up GoFundMe pages now, and just really in a tough position. So I think the most thing I would like to see a lot more is love and compassion for one another. Be grounded, realize, be more grateful of what you have, and less ego and more love, kind of thing. That's what I hope. That's one thing I learned over the years, and that's what I hope I see a lot more in people after this is all over. Because the world's gonna change, regardless. It's gonna change. The whole world is changing before our eyes, and I hope people evolve from that and learn from this. My advice for someone who is struggling with mental health, I'd say just find something that you really cope with. Again, like I would say, I'm not the most knowledgeable person on mental health, but what I'd say is find something that you really love and just practice that every day to just ease your mind. Just something that relaxes you, and just do that every day constantly during this quarantine. And that's what I've been doing. It helps me stay calm and sane during this quarantine. um, and yeah, I think that's probably the best advice I can give you.